Morning. For those of you that had a chance to see my first painting of the old Cornish tin mine, and it did look as if I had overdone the rocks, but I'm looking at Watergate Bay here, photographs. I'll show you them like that, and you can see there that's a rockfall that happened some years ago, of course. It doesn't look recent because they're quite eroded, quite rounded off now, some of them. But it's a very friable coast. That's another view of Watergate Bay looking the other way towards Padstow. And another one here looking towards Newquay. So you can see, and there have been some recent rock slides there too. It is very rocky. I probably exaggerated it, but I don't recommend bathing or sunbathing too close to the bottom of these cliffs, because you might end up buried with thousands of tons. I'm going to have a go at another woody river scene, hopefully similar to this one here. Can you see that? I did that some months ago. It's my version of Ravensbury Park, rather idealised. But then, as artists, we can improve, and we can make an uninteresting scene interesting by the use of spontaneity, colour, recession, reflections. Now, this is quite a fast-flowing river, and I've shown it probably wider than it really is. And it's wide. This bit of the river is wide, but it's quite shallow. And there are there's a large carp in it going up and down like submarines. But it looks a spring-like picture. Well, spring is almost upon us. Winter's been hanging on in England for most of March. March started off quite warm, quite mild, but then it sort of petered out and went back to freezing cold nights. But we're just getting over it, I think, now. We're in the 50s today, Fahrenheit. I'm still old money, still legal. Right, so I'll wet the paper all over, and I'll put in some raw sienna. My colours: lemon yellow, light raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna. I've got a lot of colour squirted out onto the palette. It's a great way of painting, although I've just done 2 or 3 using tube wet paint, which is even better really, but it is a bit extravagant because you tend to waste a lot of it when it dries off. But this palette is too small for using tube paint. You need quite a bit of mixing space. That's the one I used the last 3 or 4 days. Big mixing area, because you get quite a bit of water sloshing around in it. Right, now we'll put a bit of the sky in, a bit of ultra. And what you put in there, put in the reflection in the water, and when you look down to your feet, you'll find that the blue or the sky is darker than what you're looking at overhead, because it's reflecting overhead, not from a distance. Okay, so that'll be okay. Put a bit of alizarin in, I think, just to warm up that horizon. Bit of lemon yellow, why not? Let's have a bit of colour. Okay. Well, that's going to be covered up. Now, put in a dark on the right hand side, so a bit of alizarin, a bit of ultramarine. So just let's get that in. And we'll pull the reflections down for that later on, but we need a bit more colour depth in there. Oops. Okay, so that's it. Now we'll add a bit of green in there, bit of yellow, to show the spring greens. Okay, we can go in with some harder stuff later on. So let's put in some distance. You can't see very far along the river because it meanders, and then you just got a bank of trees. So we'll accent these, or exaggerate the blue somewhat. Just want to show how easy this is. I've done this loads of times, but they are simple to do. So just a nice greens, bit of sienna in, burnt sienna that is, in with it, nice spring. It's drying already. Got some bit of warm in here. And we'll get some nice dark, bit of red, bit of blue, bit of yellow, some nice shadowy colour here. Nice yellow there. And just to accentuate the dark green over here, now I'll start to detail some trees. Flick out with your nail. Okay, that'll do. We'll let that dry off. I'll reclip the paper and start to put some banks in. This is just the underpainting. So I'll use a bit of burnt umber. I don't usually use a lot of burnt umber. So just a bank. Some nice spring green in there. The bank actually in the river is fairly straight, and it is man-made, of course. But we're making a painting out of this rather than a copy of nature. And do the same the other side. Get some nice. This is a lot of shadow under the tree canopies. Look at that. Get some warm in there. And just bring in some yellow down there. Okay, now we want to put some reflection of that blue in the background there, so we'll just and a bit of that alizarin. All very, very simple. Flick out some of these. Okay, so far so good. or bad. I hope you get as much pleasure looking at my stuff as I get out of looking at Stephen Cronin's. I still find it exciting when I watch it. If I just wanted to spend a pleasant 20 minutes, I'll put one of his videos on. He's managed to reduce painting to a very, very simple statements. Very, very attractive. Right, now I'll go over some more background colours now. Some warmer tints in here. Probably be better if it was a bit drier. So I'll just work on this shadow area a bit first. Bit of yellow in there. Bit of dark in there. The blue. Okay. Right, okay, so I'll just put a bit of some trunks on the other side, on the right. I'll use a bit of burnt umber and a bit of blue for those. Fairly thickish. More grey than anything else. So I just more blue now. Okay, so now for more distant trunks, try using raw sienna and lemon yellow. See, look, they look further back for some reason. Yeah, they're warm colours. Put some in here. Okay, some in here, and some blue. Right, let's go back onto this side now. It's drying off. I'll just come in with some different coloured blues, umbers, I will put a bit of rigger work in this. Just putting the reflections in, what goes in above, sticking below. Put a bit of bank back there, I think. Bit of dark over the other side. Okay. Put in. So I'll do some harder greens, blue and yellow. A lot of shadow in this little wood along the bank there. Some brighter stuff here. So I've kept the right hand side lower than the left, otherwise it'd just be symmetry, and we don't want to do symmetry. Just get that down there. Okay, now get the rigger. Or maybe we can do a little, scrape some highlights out of this. There is a wall along here, but I'll just do something like that just to mark it, really, just to give it some honesty. But okay, rigger. And we'll just put in some dark. I'll use burnt umber and the blue, I think. Give me a nice dark. And we'll show some ripples in the water. Well, I'll put a few reeds in, dark. That's not dark enough, is it? I'll use a bit of Payne's grey against the grain. I don't really like Payne's grey, but it has its uses. No, not registry, so I'll just sign it and see what we've got, put in amounts. Okay. Get the broom out. Well, there we are. Another quick rendering of my local river. It's more sort of a lake size, really. I can't so much more than that. I could, with a Ron Ransom, just say thirsty hake. almost dry, just lift out a bit of wind ruffle. That'll do. Okay. Well, there we are. It's totally different to the other one. I think the other one is better. There it is. But they all end up different. Everyone. So keep practicing, do the same stuff. Just do versions of them. Change your colours. Change your trees. Just try different things. Don't spend too much time on them. Do them quickly is my advice. Well, that's just my type of painting, and I think Stephen Cronin is very similar. Say what you want to say and say it as quickly as you can, and then don't fuss around with it. Don't fiddle. There you are. Right, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.